Hello and welcome to day 6, 5 minutes for 4 weeks practicing hearts. All I want to do is make love to you. I think the camera moved a bit. Not an inch or so this way. The angle. Still looks a bit different, but whatever. 25 minutes into practice, working on the first two measures. Yesterday I was finally able to do it, and I actually do have the song. I downloaded it. But I do have physical copies of it as well, so I don't feel bad about doing that. I feel like I should buy a copy of every song. It's $1.29 on Amazon Music. If I don't have the song already on a CD, if I had it on a CD, I would be able to play it along. It's just more convenient this way. So I have multiple copies of this on CD and on cassette tape also. So definitely can use this. Okay. Before I begin, actually, quotation. So I do want to play it along, make sure that I am playing at the right speed. I feel like I feel like I'm playing it too quickly, but let's see. Quotation of the day: "You are never too old to be a child again." I feel like I spoke about this last year. I spoke about almost all of these last year, but I think I remember what I was saying last time is that this talks about maturity versus youth, versus. You can be youthful and still be mature. A lot of people lose their youth. Um, a lot of times they don't have. A lot of times they have to raise themselves, or they have to raise their parents. If their parents don't do a job raising their kids, the kids have to raise the parents. And in those times, those people, they're still young, but they're no longer youthful, and it's debatable whether or not they're mature or not. Their parents would not be mature. Um, they would not be young, and I don't know. It's tricky to think about, but it says to be a child. I think it means to be youthful. So it's saying even when we are fully mature, even the most intellectual of us can still be youthful, and I think the most intellectual of us still are youthful. I think that's part of what leads to creativity. To think about things differently. Once we go to school, especially college, we're trained to think in a specific way. This is how doctors think. Um, this is how doctors don't think. The difference between scientists and doctors is that scientists try to think differently and come up with things that have not been thought of before, whereas doctors, I'm hesitant to use the word think. It's um, more about following a book where it says, oh, if it's a manual almost. If this is the symptom, then this is this is the this is the treatment. That's not all doctors. Some doctors do think differently, but that's generally not acceptable. That's not who they really want to be doctors. And a lot of professions are like that. That's just the first one that came to my mind. So a lot of school, and this is how you think as an architect. Architect's more artful, though. I feel like that's not so much thinking, but whatever it is, this is how you think as in this profession. But when we're youthful, we're able to think differently, and then ultimately that oftentimes gets removed from us when we get older. But if we're able to still think that way, I'm thinking of the Little Prince, where he wanted to be an artist, and then the adults ruined things for him and became a pilot. He lost his childhood, whereas the Little Prince had it. So it's a big distinction: youth and maturity, maturity, and age. Okay, about ready to begin. Hi, Dad. Thank you for joining. I gotta pull the timer up. I think it's coming. I got a notification. I think next Friday, maybe. I'm not sure. So I still have a bit of time that I need to use the online timer, which is okay. I'm glad to have that. And I've never sent the link to the people on my email list. I don't know why I've been doing that lately. I did that yesterday also, I think. I put it in the email, but I never actually sent it. Okay. About ready to begin. Have this here. I'm just bantering a bit to give people another few seconds to join because I did just send the link. Pulling up the song, pulling up the timer. So I play hitting the timer and hitting the song. Okay. I'll probably practice without the music first, but let's go. I should have done a volume check, but whatever. One, two, three. Maybe I should check the speed while I'm at this whole point of having the music here. Dun, dun, that's about right. It was a little bit faster than I thought. I was playing faster rather than the music. Try that with here. Try that. Here we go. Almost. I think that was it. Something like that. Okay. Oh, wrong time. I hit the timer. I paused the timer so the music. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. 3 and 4 and 1 and then 2. It's snowball on the C. So I just move up. 4 and 1 and 2 and C. It is right. C, E, and F sharp. And then back to the snowball. So 3, 2, 3, and then the final chord in the measure is the first chord, but with a D instead of an E. So 2, 2, 3, and 4. Two, three, and and 2, 3, and 4, and no. So today was a good we're still okay. Today was a good day. I played Measure with 1 and 2, which I have done, but, played it at the right speed today, which is good because, um, it takes effort. If I was playing a measure slowly, it takes me effort to bring it back up to bring it to proper speed, but the same is true also with the if I'm playing a measure too quickly, it's probably easier to bring it to it's probably easier to slow down a measure than it is to speed it up, but it still does require some effort because my hand is so used to moving so quickly to the next chord. But I have to play the right speed, so I was able to do that fairly quickly. And then was able to look at the next measure, which I was able to play the right hand. I have to do the left hand also, but I can do that next week. But so far, at the end of the first week, I'm 6 days in, so half hour in, an hour and a half left. At the quarter mark, 2 measures in, and if 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, the introduction is basically 8 measures. So if I kept it up at this rate, I would get up to which is basically what I did with Wild Child. Wild Child was more than 8 measures, but it was, I don't want to say simpler. It was more, yeah, not easier, but it was simpler. And I was able to get through a little bit faster, also more repetitive. So, which is part of the simplicity. But hi, Dad, thank you for joining. And that's how I was able to get that far with that piece, which still was basically it was the introduction and then like half a measure of the verse or something, or a full measure of the verse, whatever. But anyway, hopefully we'll be able to do something similar with this piece. So thank you everyone who joined. Hope to see you all again next week, Sunday through Friday, hopefully 7:40 a.m. Eastern Time. A reminder that there is a link available in the description section with a list of songs from which you make request. Wishing you all a great day. And as always, until next time and beyond, keep practicing.